Well, Grandpa Bob, how did we get back to ancient Greece?
Well, it wasn't easy.
It was quite a trip, wasn't it?
It was quite a trip. It's got to cross the Atlantic Ocean to get over there, and it's in Europe, so it's a good distance.
And there's some time travel involved too, since we're going back to ancient history.
We're going back to ancient history. The Olympics were started in Greece about almost 2,800 years ago.
Wow.
So in 776 BC.
Oh my
So
goodness.
that's a long time ago. So I don't want you to ask me a question about was I there. I'm old. I'm grandpa, but I'm not that old.
That's right. You weren't there. I wasn't there either. Well, you know what? I understand that the Olympic athletes were served cheesecake at the first Olympics. And I was thinking, I ran across this recipe for chocolate cheesecake balls. And I thought maybe, in honor of ancient Greece and those Olympians, we could teach everybody how to make these chocolate cheesecake balls. What do you think?
As long as I get to eat one.
Well, here you go.
Wow, look at that.
Oh, aren't they beautiful?
Feels like that chocolate is very thick on there.
Of course.
I love it.
We always do that, don't we? Well, let's give it a try. Here's to the Olympic athletes in ancient Greece. I think I could run in the Olympics or something after eating something like this.
That is very good. Would it be all right for me to say I'm having a ball?
I think this could be the breakfast of champions. I don't know.
I love it.
Well, come on to the kitchen and I'll show you how to make these. They're really good. First, you need 8 ounces of cream cheese at room temperature. Next, you need 4 tablespoons of butter at room temperature, half a cup of crushed graham cracker crumbs, 4 cups powdered sugar, and 10 ounces of chocolate chips. Well, let's get making these cheesecake balls. All right. We have to have the cream cheese and the butter at room temperature. I like to cut my cream cheese up a little bit to make it easier to mix. And I'm going to put it in a bowl. And I'm going to do the same with the 4 tablespoons of butter. And they've been softening for, half an hour before I use them. And then I'm going to take the mixer and start mixing it up. After mixing up the cream cheese and the butter, the next thing we do is add the half cup of crushed graham cracker crumbs. And I'm going to give that a good mixing. It's kind of like having the cream cheese and the crust right in the cheese ball. It's going to be great. Then we're going to take our 4 cups of powdered sugar and just put it in a little bit at a time. About a cup at a time. And we'll mix that up. Well, I've added all 4 cups of the powdered sugar and I've mixed it up and it looks like this. And it's going to need to chill in the refrigerator for at least an hour and it needs to be covered. So you can put foil over this, or I'm going to put mine in a container with a lid.
Becky,
and you can even keep it overnight.
Becky,
Yes.
that looks awfully good, but where's my favorite, the chocolate?
The chocolate. You're going to have to wait, Grandpa Bob. That's in the next step. You see, after we refrigerate this, then we're going to melt the chocolate and put these into bowls and dip them in the chocolate.
I can't wait.
This is going to be tough for you, Grandpa Bob, I know. All right. Well, we'll be back after it refrigerates for a while. The mixture's been in the refrigerator for several hours now. Now we're going to roll it into balls. So I put some wax paper down and I'm going to take some out and roll it into a ball. Like that. And just put it on the wax paper. And I'm going to do that over and over again And it really doesn't matter what size you want to make the balls. I'm going to make mine more bite size. And then after I get this done, we're going to melt some chocolate and dip the balls into chocolate. I finished rolling them into balls. Grandpa Bob insisted that I make the balls a little bit bigger, so I ended up with 25 balls from this batch. You can always half the recipe if you don't want this many. Now I'm going to melt 10 ounces of chocolate and we'll be dipping them into the chocolate. Here's my 10 ounces of chocolate chips. I'm going to put them in the microwave for a minute. I'll do it at about 20 seconds at a time and stir them in between. The chocolate's all melted. I gave it more like 1.5 to 2 minutes actually, so that it would be easier to dip in. After you shape the batter into balls, it's best to refrigerate it for another 10 to 15 minutes before you start dipping it into the chocolate, so the balls will be a little bit more solid. So the balls have been refrigerated for about 10 or 15 minutes, and to dip it into the chocolate, I'm just going to drop one in, take a fork, and move this around. And then put it on a new piece of wax paper and spread it around. And that's all you have to do. Well, I dipped mine in chocolate, and yes, a few were missing. Gee, I wonder where they went. But I'm going to put them in the refrigerator until they're hardened, and then we'll enjoy them. I hope you enjoy them as well.